Hello and welcome to Water4GasExpert. Thank you for choosing us. This video has the purpose to educate you about how your car works and how Water4Gas works in conjunction with your car. I'm Ben Parker. I've been a technician for over 16 years, so I know how the car works. My most recent job was for BMW, and since then I've quit and I do Water4Gas full time now. So this video is going to be in 3 separate parts. We're going to talk about the electrolyzer or the HHO generator, the map sensor enhancer, and the PCV filter. How all these get hooked up and how they work on your car. Okay? So the first one we're going to talk about is the HHO generator. So this is the setup I have on my 2006 Toyota Tacoma. Again, this is just to give you a general idea of how you can do it on your own car, because obviously not everything is going to be exactly as this is. I have my HHO generator here. I have my power coming from my power line from my windshield wiper motor. I have it spliced into a 5-amp fuse here, and then from there it goes to my positive terminal on my HHO generator. My negative terminal, I have it grounded at the body right here. I have a little case here. I got this from Office Depot, and it fits perfectly my HHO generator. This is the jumbo pencil holder at Office Depot or Staples, and that's how I have this secured in my truck right here. So now I'm going to go through a little stage as far as changing the water on this. As you can see, the water is brown and kind of murky. This is the byproduct of the electrolysis process. I'm going to change my water when it gets down to about 8 ounces of water, because you're losing all this conductivity that the wire is having with little water, because that's how the electrolysis process takes place, is the current that is bridged across the wire, because these wires don't ever touch. It's the water that bridges that and makes the electricity happen. So what I'm going to do is unscrew my jar. You can see the wire gets rusty, and basically this is just a demo that I show people, but you can clean this up with like a wire brush or toothbrush, things like that. I'm going to take the water and just spill it out right here. I'm also going to rinse my jar and get it nice and clean. I'm using distilled water. We're going to fill it up. And I'm going to fill it up so it gets about to the number 24 on the 32-ounce mason jar. I'm going to grab my baking soda. And you don't want to use any more than 1 teaspoon of baking soda. The reason is, if you put more in, you're going to create a lot more heat, because you're going to be creating a lot more hydrogen. And what can happen is the plastic components on your tower and your lid can melt because of that heat. I'm going to put this back in. I have my hose here is getting sucked right into my intake at this vacuum T right here, and that's how I'm getting the hydrogen into my intake. I only use this one because I have such a good suction on it that it's sucking all the hydrogen that I'm making into the engine. So now I'm going to turn the key on so you can see the actual HHO being generated in the jar. You can see this cloudy foaming process that's occurring. That's the actual separation, or the electrolysis process that's separating the hydrogen and oxygen. And without it on, nothing's really happening. So I'm going to go ahead and start the engine. Suction. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. Now, with the car on, I've been running my dripper, which allows the oxygen to go back into it because the vacuum that's created from the intake manifold. I keep mine closed. The book says you can have it like a quarter turn open to close. I just keep mine closed because when it's open, it actually creates a lot more dynamics. You got a lot more going on in the jar, creates more heat. So I just leave mine closed. That pretty much does it for the HHO generator. We're going to come back and discuss the map sensor enhancer. So now we're going to talk about the map sensor enhancer and how that works. Now some cars have a MAF, a mass airflow sensor, or a MAP, map sensor. The map sensor enhancer works on both. On this particular car, I have a mass airflow sensor. And how that works is the sensor senses how much air is coming through the intake manifold, sends that signal to the car's computer. The car's computer does its calculations and it tells the car's injector how long to keep the injector open for. So basically, through resistance, we are telling the car's computer that less air is coming in. And how we do that, on this car, I have my signal wire here that I have cut. I have one end going to my map sensor enhancer, and I have the other end going to the other end of the map sensor enhancer. So basically, this makes a big loop. It goes from the mass airflow sensor to the map sensor enhancer and back, so that signal wire goes to the computer. And that's basically it. Now we're going to see how the map sensor enhancer really works. So this is my first generation map sensor enhancer, and again I have this set up for a demo so I can explain to people how it works. That's why you see all the basically the crudity of the wire, and I can pull it outside the truck and things like that. But now I'm going to show you how the map sensor enhancer works. Basically, I have two settings here, city and highway, because you can get more savings going down the highway. It only takes 13 horsepower to keep your car rolling at 65 miles an hour down the road. So you can really turn down the amount of gas that's being injected. But to get, this is a 4,000 pound truck, to get that up and going in the city, up go stop, you need more fuel. So that's why there's two different settings. So now on the city, when it's turned all the way counterclockwise, it's like this box is not even in the circuit. So I'm going to start the truck up now, and I'm going to show you how it works. So now basically we're under normal mode. And as I turn this dial up, listen to the engine, it'll start decreasing the amount of fuel that's going in. Less and less, and I can actually kill the engine by turning this knob all the way clockwise. I starved it for fuel, and that's how it works. Now, with the HHO generator, you're also producing hydrogen that's getting sucked into the engine, so that you're burning that as fuel as well as your gasoline. It's just a supplement. But on this truck, I got a 37% increase, which equals out to about 5 miles per gallon, and I actually go about 100 to 150 miles more per tank of gas than I did before. And that's where the savings comes in. So over the course of the year, gas is almost $5 a gallon here in California. So over the course of this year, I'll save over $1,000 in fuel just by using this system.